Who wins on Sunday?
So, obviously, this is the one lopsided, quote-unquote, point spread of the four wildcard games. Every sign points to the home team, the Bears. This opened at -4.5, Bears -4.5, and got bet all the way up to -6. So the betting public is screaming, Bears, Bears, Bears. As Jenny points out, they are #1 easily in points allowed in the National Football League. And that young quarterback of theirs, he has shocked me in one aspect. He is proving to be almost as good a runner as Lamar Jackson with the football. And it's really balanced out his game. It's made him much more dangerous than if he just hung in the pocket and threw it, because I still don't think he's that good of a thrower of the football, especially under any kind of pressure. But I believe the new Eagles have turned back into the old Eagles. The new Eagles are now quarterbacked by the real Saint Nick, as in Nick Foles, to whom they have built a shrine in their locker room, thanks to Kyle Long and, Chris Long, and Fletcher Cox. They love this quarterback because this quarterback operates their offense better than your quarterback operates their offense. Nick Foles is just better at this than Carson Wentz is at this. Nick Foles is more battle-tested than Carson Wentz has been because, again, Carson Wentz has still played no playoff snaps for this team, right? So all of a sudden, right on schedule, they became the most dangerous team left in the playoffs because they've turned back into the defending champs. And I believe they're going to win this game. I think it'll be low scoring because the Eagles' defense is starting to click again. And I love their front seven. I didn't used to love their back four, but it's started to find its rhythm, find itself. They're rushing the passer like they're capable of. I got it 17-14, Nick Foles over Trubisky, in part because I still don't trust Trubisky on this stage. And I don't think you do either on this stage because he hasn't been on this stage. The weather's for Chicago in January, it's supposed to be not bad. It's a little windy, but it's like high 30s, mid 30s, so it's okay. Yeah. It's not that bad. And the point is that offensive line for the Eagles, it's really good. It hasn't played to its level until the last couple of weeks. It seems to like to protect Nick Foles. Right. And when I look across the line, Jason Peters and Kelsey and that Brandon Brooks might be the best of all at the right guard. And then Lane Johnson, listen, when they're right, that could be the best.
Now you like Lane Johnson, huh?
Well, I mean, I can't argue with his productivity.
Yeah.
I don't like what he says a lot of times.
Yeah, how he choked it.
I like how he plays. And listen, you say they can't run the ball. With Josh Adams and Darren Sproles has kind of reinvented in the last couple of weeks. And I've always liked Wendell Smallwood. I think he's pretty good. He gives you an honest day's work. I think they can figure out how to run the ball enough. And Nick Foles is spreading it. Over the last 3 games that they have won, Alshon's caught 16 for 301. Carson Wentz couldn't connect with Alshon like that. He could connect with Zach Ertz, who is a security blanket, and Zach's caught 18 balls over the last 3 games, but just for 147 yards. So they have a more balanced attack. I just think they're better than the Bears. All said, they're a better football team, and if Nick Foles is turning back into that quarterback we saw in the playoffs last year, good luck to everybody who plays him. I think this game could look a little more like the Atlanta game, which was the first-round game at Philly last year. It was more of a cold-weather game. It was 15-10. Right. So it could be more like that. But I just think this team believes in Nick Foles in ways I know it loves Carson Wentz. I just don't think it believes in Carson Wentz the way it believes in Nick Foles. I got the upset here that I don't think will really look like that big of an upset.